Peace and greetings to everyone out there in the world. Right now, I want to invite you to let yourself off the hook for mistakes that you may have made in your past that came from a place of ignorance, meaning that you didn't know then what you know now. And it's very important to see that sitting where you are presently, you have gained the insight and the wisdom from making certain choices in your life that, at the time seemed like they were the right thing to do, but in hindsight, you realized that had you known better, had you known now what you know, well, had you known then what you know now, then you would have made a different choice or moved in an entirely different direction when you were faced with those circumstances. But what you didn't know is what you didn't know, so there's no need to beat yourself up about it. Just take the opportunity to show that past version of yourself some love right now in the present moment and forgive yourself. And you will not only heal your past, but you will heal your future. You'll heal yourself now, and you'll heal your future as well, because you won't be holding on to that resistance. You will be letting go of that resentment, that guilt, and wishing that you would have done something better. Now, I was thinking about this topic because typically I read channeled messages from a website that I visit frequently. It's called Sananda.website. Sananda being Jesus Yeshua the Christ's spiritual name. SANANDA. Sananda.website. Now, here is a channeled message from Daniel Scranton. He is a channeler, and he channels non-physical beings. And this is a message that he got from May 29th, 2026. It's called Change Your Future and Your Past in One Step. And it reads, "We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collection of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We help you whenever and wherever we can, and we do so enjoy watching you help yourselves. And so we give you the tools you need in order to help yourselves. One of the best and easiest tools that you can use and that you have at your disposal is your ability to forgive yourself. In many ways, it doesn't matter as much if someone else forgives you unless you are willing to also forgive yourself. In many ways, it doesn't matter as much if someone else forgives you unless you are willing to also forgive yourself." That's a very important, sentence right there. Therefore, we invite you to look at all of the places in your personal history where you have yet to forgive yourself for something you did or said, or perhaps something you didn't do or did not say. We invite you to let yourselves off the hook by recognizing that if you knew then what you know now, you would have did or said things differently. And so you can see how you have grown since that event. That's what I mentioned earlier. The mistakes that you have made in your past that came from ignorance, not knowing. They taught you something and gave you the wisdom and knowledge that you need to make better choices moving forward. So moving on, we invite you to let yourself off the hook by recognizing that if you knew then what you know now, you would not have done or said, or you would have done or said things differently. And so you can see how you have grown since that event, since that moment in your history. And you can forgive the past and you can forgive the past you for not knowing better or for not making the choice that was the higher vibrational one. Recognize that everyone in all of creation has these moments, has these events. You are not the only one. So guys, I love that last sentence that says, recognize that everyone in all of creation has these moments, has these events. You are not the only one. That's self-explanatory. Even the best of us have made mistakes because we didn't know better. You know what I'm saying? But once we made a choice, we weren't afraid to make a choice and we acted. We learned what the results and consequences were. Then we knew how to tweak our game to fit what outcomes we actually want, you know? You are not the only one who has made what you would call mistakes, who has slipped up. You are not the only one who has ever operated at a lower vibrational frequency. It's all right. If you can forgive yourself for all the times that you are not at your best, then you can forgive others as well. Forgiving yourself helps you to be more open to forgiving others, because once you forgive yourself, you allow yourself to be in a vibration of divine love, which is unconditional love. So once you forgive yourself, you have a greater capacity to forgive others who have wronged you, or others who have done wrong, period, point blank, from your own perspective, your own personal perspective. So, moving on, and you can recognize once and for all that we are all meant to have these slip-ups, these mistakes, these errors in judgment. They inform us as to how we would like to be in the future. They inform us as to how we would like to be in the future. So the mistakes that you have made in your life, you may not have considered mistakes when you were making the choice. You know what I'm saying? I have some that I won't disclose in this video, but everyone has them. Choices that you have made thinking that you were doing the right thing, but in hindsight you realize that if you had known better, you wouldn't have done that thing, or you would have done it a lot differently. Everyone has these moments, and everyone is meant to have those moments, because they inform us as to how we would like to be in the future. It's guidance. Even your slip-ups and mistakes can be used as tools to point the way. They allow us to have the experience of growth from that moment, and they give us the opportunity to forgive ourselves and to forgive others. So why should you then be the only one in all of creation who was supposed to be perfect from the moment of your inception? Why would you be the exception to the rule? Why do you think you have to be perfect in every moment of every day that you have ever existed? Let yourself off the hook and feel the relief that you can feel by realizing that you were always meant to be this work in progress, and that you are progressing. And the fact that you feel guilty enough to not forgive yourself for a while means that you are progressing. And what I mean by that is, if you felt some type of way to an extent to where you were holding this sense of guilt or unforgiveness for yourself for a long time, that means that you have the ability to have morals, you know? That means that you have the ability to know from your internal standpoint what is right and wrong as you perceive it. And so that's a good thing, because you're holding yourself accountable. That's the way that you are progressing. But you must forgive yourself. At some point, you have to let go of all the guilt. Let go of the perspective that you're holding on to, so that you can move past it and become the version of yourself that you truly want to become. But as long as you are in resistance to your past selves and what they have done or said or not done or said, then you are in many ways destined to repeat those same scenarios, because you still haven't really gotten that you are supposed to be able to forgive yourself. That's an important thing for you. That's an important ability for each of us as humans to master. The ability to forgive ourselves for our mistakes, and move on and let go and detach. It is important. It is an important part of the journey, and it's a tool that we are giving you now that you need. So even if we were to say that your slate is wiped clean, God and the angels, you are forgiven for everything. And even if we were to tell you that your slate is wiped clean and you are forgiven for everything, you could still hold on to the lack of forgiveness for yourself. And that's why we give you this tool instead, so you can do the same for yourself that all of us have already done in the higher realms. Every highly evolved being, ascended master, angel, etc., they have had human incarnations, and they had to learn these same lessons, and they gathered the mastery and mastered the ability to forgive themselves, and therefore the ability to forgive others. That's the power of the divine law of oneness. And in do unto others as you would have it done unto you, and vice versa. Treat yourself like you wanna be treated. Treat yourself how you would have the world treat you, and vice versa. So guys, if you could take anything away from this today, I would say let go of that guilt, let go of that resentment, and forgive. Forgive yourself and forgive others that have wronged you in your past, and you will set yourself free, and you will free up so much space for the goodness of God, the goodness and love of the divine to pour in. Thank y'all, and until next time, peace and greetings.